hush falls across the hall. For a heartbeat, nothing moves. Then, crack! A single blade splits winter's stillness. Snow dust hangs like silver breath, and in its shimmer, a girl crouches low, small but coiled like a caged comet. She pushes forward, carving a bright path across the frozen oval. Banners flap with the size of a distant crowd. It is the sound of beginnings, the whisper of destiny, learning the taste of cold wind. Her name is Ireen, though the world does not yet know it. To them, she's a tiny kid, eyes bright with fire, legs thrumming with lightning. Crowds cheer as she moves, brilliant, wild, unstoppable. She wins, again and again. A junior champion crowned in youth's golden glow. Medals glint like stars caught in her hair. Power hums through her, raw, undisciplined, hungry. But power alone is greedy. Years roll by like wheels on frozen earth. The girl becomes a young warrior on Olympic ice. Turin's bright halls witness her storm. Gold in the long race, bronze at short distance. The youngest champion her people have ever known. Crowds thunder, she feels invincible. Yet fire, uncontrolled, burns itself. When the crowds fade, Ireen trains hard, too hard. Dawn after dawn she skates until breath shreds and vision blurs. Some nights she presses her palms against the cold boards, trying to hold herself together as the ice swirls beneath her. "If I push more," she whispers into the dark, "I will win more." But the body is not stone, it cracks. The Winter Games return. Vancouver. The crowd is huge, flags wave, the world waits for her thunder. Instead, she falters. 7th place. The number echoes like a hollow drum. She bows not to honor, but to shame. Behind closed doors, a trembling hand rests on her heart. The sagging walls of doubt press in. Why wasn't harder enough? Why did she fall behind? You feel the sting too, don't you? That moment when effort becomes emptiness. But what breaks can be reforged. A wiser voice rises within. Listen. The burden you carry is not weakness, it is a message. So she studies the art she thought she knew. Coaches show her where strength leaked unseen. On the straights, her posture rose. A tiny failing, invisible to the cheering crowds. But races are lost in the small things. So she bends lower. Day after day she glides down silent straights. 10 laps. 20, 30, knees burning, hips screaming, breath rasping. No audience, no music, only the hiss of blades and the promise of improvement. Where others chase glory, she chases perfection in inches. And slowly, the ice answers. Her body learns to stay low even when fatigue claws upward. She glides like a ghost, friction slipping away like water. Speed holds longer, lungs burn less. When she races again, she feels the wind not as an enemy, but as an old friend. Years pass. In the next Winter Games, medals gather like fallen leaves. Rivals rise, younger, hungrier. One in particular, swift Miho, carves the ice with surgical precision. Ireen feels age creeping like frost at her joints, but she does not panic. She watches, she learns. She sees where she hesitates, in the curves, a flicker of fear, a heartbeat of speed lost. So back to the mornings she goes, 5 meters before each curve, 5 meters into it. Lean harder, trust the blade, breathe. At first, terror, then repetition smooths fear into mastery. Now she enters the curve like a tree bowing to storm winds, knees folding deep, blade biting ice without question. Her speed no longer stumbles, it flows. At the next Games, Pyeongchang, the bell rings, final lap. Muscles beg for mercy, but form holds. Gold, again. Age trembles before discipline. In her final Games, Beijing's frozen palace glows beneath lantern stars. 35 years old, older than champions are meant to be. Age is just a number, she breathes. What matters is how I feel. The bell lap comes, the hardest breath of all. Fatigue whispers, rise, stand tall, but her body remembers. She stays low. Drag slips away from her shoulders. Power flies to her feet. She crosses the line in 1 minute and 53.28 seconds, an Olympic record, sharp as sword light. The hall gasps. Miho tries, storm swift, brilliant, but she rises on the straights, just a little, enough for the wind to steal half a heartbeat. Half a heartbeat, the space between legend and loss. When silence settles, Ireen closes her eyes. She does not smile for the gold. It was earned long ago, in quiet hours. This is simply the world catching up to what process built. Children whisper she defeated time. Warriors say her will was forged from iron. But when asked her secret, she says only, as long as even 1% of faith remains, build upon it. Outside, snow drifts over abandoned ice. Dawn's first light glitters where blades once carved their story. You feel it then, the truth beneath the tale. Greatness does not arrive in a roar. It grows in whisper, in the tiniest bend of knee, the slightest lean into fear, the ritual of a low crouch held when no one watches. And though her skates now rest, the ice remembers every stroke, every lesson, every breath that refused to rise. If you listen closely, you can still hear it, the faint hiss, a rhythm like a sleeping dragon's breath, reminding you that the smallest improvements, repeated, become miracles.